Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amanda Tato Serrào. I'm going to be doing a small presentation which is going to require about 1 hour 30 minutes, give or take, or even 45 minutes. I'll try and be as quick as possible, pertaining to cryptocurrencies, yes, or what we commonly call Bitcoin. And also I will be sharing more pertaining to the opportunity that I'm doing, but I will also be discussing other opportunities within the cryptocurrency space, right? Okay, so let's just delve right straight into it. So like I said, that's me. My name is Amanda Tato Serrào. I'm a mother of 3. I've got 3 children. I've got my son who's 8 years old, who's now in grade 4. My daughter who just started grade 1 this year. She's 6 years old, and I've also have a small son that I was blessed with last year during COVID season, and he just turned 1 year old. In terms of me, my career, I was once working for a financial institution. I've left that financial institution in 2017 and then started obviously embarking on a crypto journey. I went into crypto space. I've had my fingers burned quite badly at some point, but I've learned quite a lot about this. This is quite an interesting field and an interesting space to be in, especially in this 4th industrial revolution. And I would love to share what I have learned and what what I'm currently also still learning, because it's still a learning journey for me, and how also I am able to actually thrive in this COVID pandemic, and also in this space as well. So we have offices. These are offices. As you can see, these offices of ours, we are under the Wealth Builders team, are in Soweto, by Barra, by Blackchain Shopping Center. We open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And that's what we call our leaders office. That's our reception area in the middle, and that's our small boardroom where we have one-on-one presentations, or 2 or 4 or 5 people that come in and they want a presentation with me. Obviously, you will have to let me know in advance, and then I will avail myself and book the office, and then we can make a presentation. However, what's not showing here is our boardroom, which is actually not our board. Yeah, I can say that. It's not our boardroom, our presentation area, which is downstairs, quite big than this. That's where we have our mass presentations, which we hold every single Monday at 5 p.m., Wednesday 1 p.m., and on Saturdays at 11 a.m. And also we have, once you are interested and want to join Amanda in this journey, which is me, and you want us to teach you, we also do our training, member training, every single Saturday at 9 a.m. before the 11 a.m. presentation. Okay, without any further ado, let's just delve straight into it. So in order for one to understand cryptocurrency, or what is commonly known as Bitcoin, I think it's very important that we understand the journey of money. So money is evolving, ladies and gentlemen, like everything else. So everything else has evolved. Cars have evolved. We're no longer using horse and trailer. We are now using cars. Some of them are very fast. And we know that Tesla has now generated an electric car. Right, and now we are very much comfortable in that space, because we know that cars are evolving every time. No one now is still driving around, unless obviously they call them exotic cars or whatever they call them. No one is literally driving around with a 1902 car now. You've moved on. You are now driving one of you're actually even looking forward to the latest model, because that's what you want to buy. So everything else has moved on. No one is going to the library anymore. I mean, if my son can wake up one day and tell me that, Mommy, obviously we need to teach them about the library, but I need to go do research and I'm going to a library. Where? Johannesburg Library. I mean, I don't think that there's so many people. Now people are going on Google. They're doing their researches there. So the same thing with money. In the olden days, we know that we used to use the bartering system. That used to work very well in small communities, right? Between neighbors and between small communities, or whatever they call them, or between the people that stayed in the same kraal in South Africa. That's what we call it. So for an example, if I was a shoemaker, and my neighbor was a chicken farmer, and they needed some shoes, they will give me a few eggs or a chicken, and then I will give them a pair of shoes. But as time evolved and communities got larger and larger, people moved from KwaZulu-Natal to Gauteng to Cape Town, overseas, Actually, that's how big or how small the world has become now. We found that now we can no longer trade with regards to services and goods. We needed to find something in the middle that we found to or deemed to be of value, that we can move between ourselves and be comfortable with the value between. Money in itself does not have value. It's got what we call intrinsic value or deemed value. We see it of value, but we find that especially these days, common days, the money itself does not have any real value. So in the olden days, what happened is that we moved from bartering system to using what we precious metals, which was your gold, your silver, your iron ore, and things like that. And then later on, even to some extent, this day, we're still using metal coins as well as paper money, right? In South Africa, we've got rands, we've got pulas in Botswana, we've got meluti, we've got melutis in Lesotho, we've got nairas in Nigeria, US dollar, we've got obviously in the United States, sterling pounds, in London, etc., etc. So that's our paper money. But with paper money also, to show you that the paper money itself is not of value, this paper money, we say it's money that has been decreed by the government to have value. So if the government today decides that they don't know in South Africa as an example, they don't want money anymore with Mandela face on it. They want now money with the Zuma face on it. Mandela face money will have to be phased out and the Zuma face money will have to be phased in. Right. So what happens to that money? It just automatically becomes valueless. Okay. So we currently to some degree, they say plus minus about 20%, we're using coins and papers, and the rest we're using either plastic or electronic money. So plastic money came in South Africa around early 2000. Late 90s, that's when it was firstly credit cards and then debit cards came in. And slowly the phasing away of certain money like your checkbooks came into effect, right? So now, one of the reasons why credit cards came in and why we're using them is because with paper money and metal coins, number one, it's high risk to carry these things. If, for an example, you were still getting paid 10,000 rands as an example, and they gave you an envelope full of 10,000 rand, and if you lose the envelope, you know you've lost your entire salary. Whereas with plastic cards, if you've got your money, the same 10,000 rand, it's sitting in the bank, you access it via a debit card, right? But you lose the debit card. You feel much more at ease than if you were to lose an entire envelope, because you know there's an additional security feature here in a form of a PIN code, right? So only someone that's got your PIN code will be able to access your funds. So now we've basically, ladies and gentlemen, in some way or format, since the 90s, we've been moving away from the tangible side of money to what we call electronic or digital money, whether you are aware of it or not. With this also, it came with a lot of resistance, a lot of people fearing it, a lot of resistance and fear, and people not understanding how it works. But eventually, what happened? Everybody has adapted to debit cards. Everybody has adapted or slowly is adapting to this type of money, which is what we call EFTs. This is how most of us are getting paid now. Your salary gets transferred into or wired into your bank account directly. Your home loan gets debited. Those are your debit orders. You've got debit orders. That's the electronic way of paying for your expenses. You no longer have to go physically draw your money out, go stand in a queue to pay your ABSA or FNB home loan, go stand in another queue to go pay your water and lights, go stand. Now everything gets done via debit order. That's electronic form of money, right? Money moving out of your account. So again, money has now changed again to what we call cryptocurrency. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2008, another form of money was introduced, which is cryptocurrency. The first of its kind was obviously what we know as Bitcoin. So this is a slide where I'm going to try and explain as quickly as possible and as shortly and as briefly as possible the differences of money. So we have printed money. I have a picture here of our current currency in South Africa, which is the rand, right? I've got the coins and the note. This is what we call fiat currency or printed money. That's a new term for most people. So fiat currency, the basic meaning is money by decree, money that has been decreed by the government of the country to be of value. So in South Africa, they've deemed this type of money to be of value in South Africa. If you are in South Africa and you come with dollars or pounds, no matter how much more valuable you may think they are to the rand, you will never come out with a service or a good. You need to pay anyone in South Africa with a South African rand. legally so, unless you're doing back end business. And then we also have here what we call cryptocurrencies, the first of its kind being Bitcoin. Bitcoin is one of the cryptocurrencies, right? We've got plus minus 8,000 digital currencies or cryptocurrencies. And we've got here, in terms of fiat currency, the rand is a type of fiat currency, but it's not the only one. We've got dollars, we've got pounds, we've got euros, we've got nairas. There's 180 fiat currencies currently in circulation. Here, Bitcoin is a form of it. We've got Bitcoin. We've got Bitcoin Vault, we've got Electric Cash, we've got Ethereum, we've got Monero, we've got Dogecoin, we've got so many coins that are currently going on, and new coins being developed if anyone is following this space on a regular basis. So as pertaining to my previous slide, I've shown you that in terms of fiat currency, it comes in printed form, that's this type of form, and it also comes in digital form. That's when we're doing EFT and credit and card payments, right? Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, strictly digital. There is no physical paper, or this is just for illustration purposes. There's no physical coin or physical paper note of any digital currency out there, right? So, okay, so like we said, fiat currencies, you get them in different, and those are the abbreviations: Bitcoins, Bitcoin Vault, Ethereum, etc. So customer identification, every single time you need to draw your money, even if you go to the bank, you can identify who the owner of that bank account is. So if I give you just my account number and you approach my bank, they can tell you if I am the legal owner of that money. Account number, and let's say I give you an account number and you think that that account belongs to J. Smith. They can easily tell you now, no, that account number is not J. Smith's account. They know that that particular account belongs to Amanda Serrào, right? Here, if you pick up my what we call a wallet address, right, you can never know who the owner is. It's completely anonymous. We'll go into detail about that later on. Means of production, right? Means of production, in terms of your fiat currency or money that we use, paper money, we all know that it's issued by the central authority. So the South African Reserve Bank is the one that actually prints the money and mints the coin. No one, even if how educated you are and you know the right paper, the right machines, the right ink, can ever go and open up a business and say that they are now they've started printing South African rands or any other currency. Only the central authority has the right to do that. Here, in terms of cryptocurrency, we say they are mined mathematically, and I will also explain that. So anyone can become basically a producer of the coin, which is why I love this space, which is what I am doing. This is one of the things I'm doing, and this is what I am going to explain to you, how you can also become a producer. Now, also to just bring it a bit more home, imagine if here, right, in terms of the central, if everyone could become a producer of the rand, meaning if every single time the rand is in circulation, you know that you are getting paid because you are also a part or a shareholder in the central authority. You are getting paid every time the rand is in circulation. If a transaction happens between banks, you're getting paid. If someone buys using the rand, you're getting paid. So mining or miners get paid every single time a cryptocurrency that they are mining is circulated in the system. So this is how I'm also making money while I am sleeping. Isn't that wonderful? So this is what I'm going to explain to you. Another thing here, you see here, it's issuer, it's legally established, okay, e-money issuer, which may be a financial institution. So now we know in South Africa, we've got 4 major banks, or 5 actually. There's more than that though. We've got obviously your African Bank, FNB, ABSA, Standard Bank, Capitec, Investec, blah, 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 blah. They're the ones that are legally authorized to issue the money or circulate the money around. If you want money, money is distributed through those banks, right? Not the Reserve Bank directly. Here as a miner, because remember I said that we are the ones that are actually making the coins. So I, as a miner, I am also, as I'm mining those coins and I'm using them, I am in a way also distributing the coins, and that's why they're in circulation. That's why you can never shut down the system, guys, because now you are telling people that they can never ever now produce the coins and circulate them. So I'm a circulator of the coin because I mine the coins as well. Okay, so here with our rands, if we take South African rands or any other currency that you are using wherever you are living and watching this video, you'll also get to understand that you do not know how much money is in circulation of your fiat currency and what speaks to it. Whereas here in the crypto space, right, we know how much money is in circulation. We know how many will be circulated or produced in the next few minutes. And we also know that there is a limited supply of the money, which is one of the things that actually gives Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies their value. Because we know that now with cryptocurrencies, what happens is that supply and demand, the more of the coin is in supply or is in demand, the higher the value goes. The less in supply, the lower the value. So now with our rands or our fiat currency, you find that it suffers from inflation because or hyperinflation because of the oversupply of the currency in the market. Okay, so this is basically a slide to tell you what Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies are. So it's a world digital currency that is inflation free and not controlled by any government or institution, right? Why we say it's a worldwide digital currency? Because we find that with cryptocurrencies, unlike fiat currency, Bitcoins can be used anywhere in the world. Typical example, let's say for an example right now, I'm in the mood of taking my children to the United States of America, right? The time right now, it's 4:04 p.m. and it's a Saturday. So what happens is that in a normal, if I'm not in the cryptocurrency space and I'm thinking, okay, fine, because I'm very impulsive that way sometimes, I want to go to America, I want to take my kids to Disneyland. Okay, never mind, let's assume that there's no COVID pandemic. So what would happen is that I would then, even if I have the money, sit and say, oh, sure, but the banks are closed. So what does that mean? It means I cannot take my children out because now I have to first go to the bank, advise them that I'm going to the United States, how long I'm going to the United States. They must allow me access to be able to use my money when I'm overseas, right? But now with cryptocurrency, I just look at the flights. If there's a flight available tonight, I book it, I go. When I'm in America, I can use my Bitcoins. They're freely acceptable in America and everywhere and globally. So, and then again, I decide after that, now I'm enough with the United States. I want to go to Dubai. 3 days later, I wake up in Dubai and we do whatever. And then a week later, we wake up in London. And then wherever it is, as long as I've got the money, the cryptocurrency space allows me the opportunity to use it and go wherever I want without being limited because now my currency is accepted globally. With fiat currency, that is not the case, right? So Bitcoins, right, or cryptocurrencies are used using the internet. So what that means, cryptocurrencies is the same as living in a world where you are only doing EFT, electronic fund transfers, or you are only swiping cards. So you need to forget the physical, tangible side of it. So you know when you are doing EFT and e-wallets or you are swiping cards, you are basically able to live. There's a month or 2 days or even a week or 10 days or however long that I can actually live without actually physically touching money. Right. So the same thing in the crypto space. So you freely use it using the internet. If for whatever reason you want to convert your money from the physical, you want to convert it and touch it, you can exchange your Bitcoin or cryptocurrency to whatever currency that you are using in your country. So another thing we like about it, it's inflation free because what I'm going to explain that a little bit later on, because what happened is that when Bitcoin started in 2008, it had no intrinsic value. In 2010, it gained its first value, which was about 10 cents of a dollar. In South African rands, it was about 1 rand 40. So imagine the same 1 rand 40 of a Bitcoin. Had you decided that, okay, fine, I've got 1 rand 40, this is in 2010, I'm going to buy myself a Bitcoin. That same 1 rand 40, fast forward to 2021, you would have 940,000 rand plus. Can you imagine that? Whereas if you had taken that 1 rand 40 and put it in your bank, today that same 1 rand 40 in your bank account would basically be zero, valueless. That's inflation, meaning that your money would be eaten away by a virus called I don't know who you are, right? Called inflation. So we like to say that between Bitcoin to Bitcoin transactions, right, there are no fees, no chargebacks, no borders. The only fees you are going to incur in Bitcoin is if you are changing your Bitcoins, right? Or your cryptocurrency from Bitcoin, your cryptocurrency to your fiat. So the exchange platform that you are using will charge you for that. But if you are moving Bitcoin, let's say you are paying someone for a service or good and you are using Bitcoin, then you are not going to pay any fees or anything like that, because it's a Bitcoin to Bitcoin transaction. But Bitcoin, converting your Bitcoins to rands and your rands to Bitcoin, the exchange platform that you are using will then charge you for that. Okay. So now you've acquired these Bitcoins, you're interested and you've acquired these Bitcoins. What do you do with them? There are certain institutions in South Africa that do accept Bitcoins, right? Meaning that you can buy your goods or services directly with Bitcoins, right? So here are them. Bitcoins, if you are in South Africa, you can buy a house through Remax using Bitcoins directly. You can buy a vehicle, BMW, certain offices, not all of them, using Bitcoins directly. We also know that Tesla cars can also be used by Bitcoin directly. We've got Xeno, which is an online shopping platform. You can use buy your services and your goods there directly using Bitcoins or cryptocurrency. Pick n Pay in Cape Town also accepts Bitcoins directly as a form of payment. Other places you will see that they have the sign Bitcoins accepted here. You know, you can buy your goods using Bitcoins directly. The benefit there, if you are in South Africa, is that you do not pay tax also as well on your Bitcoin transactions. So let's assume that now I want to buy a house in Remax, and obviously there's some tax also that I need to pay there, right? My transaction, let's say it's a property, it's a 1 million rand, it will be clean 1 million rand or 2 million or 20 million rands without the tax implication. And that's completely legal. It's not illegal. The government knows it and they declare it, and that's not tax evasion, ladies and or avoidance. That is 100% within the law not to pay taxes. Bitcoin to Bitcoin transactions. But the minute you convert your Bitcoins to your fiat currency, South African rands in South Africa, you need to be a responsible citizen and do exactly what all responsible citizens are doing. So now, what system is backing up a cryptocurrency? I'm sure some of you have heard of blockchain or some of you have not. So this is the system or the underpinning technology. This is the technology that's actually underpinning cryptocurrencies, the first one being obviously Bitcoin. So this is also where these Bitcoins are going to get mined, ladies and gentlemen, or are generated. I went quickly into Google earlier on so that I can try and explain what Bitcoin does. So this is what blockchain is, right? You see that little thing there, blockchain consensus algorithm. So in order for Bitcoins to be generated, I'm going to try and explain this very difficult or simple process for others in a matter of a few seconds. So now let's take a typical example. So let's say now you go to Pick n Pay. You go to Pick n Pay and you want to buy goods. Let's say you buy groceries for 2,000 rand and you pay with your credit card or debit card. What happens in the back end? Have any of you thought about that? Let me put it this way. What happens in the back end is that you present them, let's say now with your FNB debit card for 2,000 rand, right? You give it to the person that's helping you and then you put in your PIN number. In the back end, Pick n Pay is knocking on FNB's doors, right? As they knock on FNB's doors, FNB opens the door and says, yes, can I help you? And they say, hi, we've got one of your customers, Amanda here. She has approached us and she's buying goods for 2,000 rand. And then FNB will then go in and say, okay, fine. They open Amanda's book. They see, okay, Amanda has got 3,000 rand, right? They go there, they say 3,000 rand minus 2,000 rand. Amanda is now left with 1,000 rand. They take the 2,000 rand and then they credit it to Pick n Pay. And then what you see in the back end is transaction accepted, right? But that's the chain of the transaction. Or they can, Pick n Pay will knock on Amanda's doors, on FNB's doors, and then FNB will say yes, and Pick n Pay will say, Amanda wants to buy for 2,000 rand. And then FNB will then open their books and say, okay, Amanda's got 1,000 rand. So transaction is declined. Do you understand? And then you get their transaction declined. Or Amanda has put in the wrong PIN number, transaction declined. That's not the access, but that's the back end of it, right? And then all you see is that transaction is declined or accepted. And then what happens? FNB will then take a small fee, what they call a service fee, for the service that they have provided between me and Pick n Pay. So now, in terms of blockchain or Bitcoin, Bitcoin has removed the middleman. So Amanda is the user of the card and I'm also the machine. So now here in blockchain, what happens? In blockchain, it's a number of computer systems owned by people. So remember I said in the beginning slide, the one where I said that there are miners. So to become a miner, you own a block of technology, something similar to this, right? Here, there. You own a piece of technology, which is then linked up on a system called a blockchain that then verifies the transaction. So it does exactly what I told you that the bank is doing, but the bank is removed now. The computer system that is owned by Amanda or Mandla or Samantha or whoever you are, wherever you are, is the one that's going to verify the transaction. So what happens is that systems or transactions in blockchain, they happen like this. I don't know if you can see them. Those are a lot of numbers, right? It's called algorithms. So these algorithms, one of them is right. What happens is that the system will try and solve an algorithm. So when it solves the algorithm, these are the number of computers. So one of these computers, not all these computers are going, the fastest computer is going to solve and is going to be randomly selected to solve a particular transaction. So my computer gets selected. When it gets selected to solve that transaction, to say, hey, we've got computer, we've got a transaction called Amanda wants to buy goods from Pick n Pay. So what does my computer do? So my computer picks up that transaction, right? It picks up the transaction. It does exactly what I told you, right? So it verifies the transaction, which is what it does, right? It puts the transaction together. And then once it's put it together, it shows the other computers in the system to say, Amanda, 3,000 minus 2,000 is 1,000 rand. Pick n Pay 2,000 plus 20,000 rand, it's 22,000 rand. And then all the computers will say, okay, fine, that is a correct transaction. That's the additions and everything is in order. And then that's what we mean that the computers audit each other. Once that transaction is audited, it gets stored on the database in a digital vault, never to be deleted, never to be amended. It's a permanent transaction, which is then stored on each and every single computer that is in the system. So we say that blockchain is decentralized, meaning information is not only stored on Amanda's computer, but it's stored on a number of computers which are on the net. If I've got 20, the same transaction is stored on all my 20 computers, plus your 100 computers, plus 1,000 computers, and then it gets stored and it gets verified and everybody has a copy of whatever everybody has done. So it's a public database. And it's difficult to hack because in order to hack the system, you need to hack all the computers that are in the system at the same time. So the transactions are permanently recorded and they are secured by what we call the cryptographic security system, and then they are permanently enhanced and stored there. So that's basically how blockchain works. So you own the computer, you physically don't do anything yourself. Everything is done on this system and it gets stored, and that's why it's also difficult to shut Bitcoin down because of this. So imagine shutting this down. You can't, because it's not only in South Africa, it's not only happening in Dubai, it's not only happening in America, it's globally. So this system is not going anywhere, right? So now how you get started, number one, you need to get what we call a wallet address if you are interested. I'll do another video again to show you how you can also get a wallet address. You can apply for a wallet address. We've got several platforms that you can apply on. My favorite one is obviously, people know about Luno. I use Chainx. We've got Altcoin Trader, etc., etc. I'll do a video on how to obviously register yourself on that one. It's quite easy actually. So why are we doing this video? So we're doing this video, ladies and gentlemen, because we know that everybody, I don't know if any of you have read a book by a guy called Robert Kiyosaki, which is called the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant basically says that anywhere, wherever you are going to find yourself in either one of these four. You're either an employee, or you're either self-employed, or you are either a business owner or an investor. But now the cash flow quadrant is divided into the left-hand quadrant and the right-hand quadrant. And they say that 95% of the population is here. And the 95% of the population that is an employee or self-employed, they only earning 5% of they only hold 5% of the economic wealth. Whereas there's only 5% here. You find that 1% or 2% is here and the 3% is here, and they go in between. And the 5% that's here, they manage 95% of the world. So now what of the wealth, sorry. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to get you to move from this side, not necessarily all at once, slowly but slowly to this side. Here you find your employees, you know, the 8 to 5, 9 to 5 people. You work for your money, where you always exchanging your energy or your time for money. If you're not at work, you don't get paid. And most people, when they want to move from this, I know I also was one of them. I was sick and tired of working for someone, and I thought the best thing would be to become a self-employed person. But here it's even more exhausting, because if ever I'm feeling sick, we can think about doctors, you think about your lawyers, and you know, small businesses, your spaza shops and things like that. You think you're self-employed, whereas you think that no one owns you, but your business owns you. If I don't open my spaza shop today, nothing gets sold, no one eats. So you need to get to a situation whereby you are a business owner. You find most self-employed people thinking that they're business owners. You're not. A business owner is someone like McDonald's, right? A company called McDonald's. Even if you make the best burger, do you think that people will leave your burger and leave you, or go buy your burger? Do you think you are a businessman even if you make a best burger? Your business plan is better than McDonald's? No, it's not. They've got a business plan here. McDonald's or franchises, basically what it means is that they have found a system, or they've plugged themselves into a system whereby they don't necessarily need to only use their own time to make money. They also found a way to use or leverage off other people to also make that money work for them. And an investor also is someone that has found a way or found an opportunity that allows them to use their money to make money. So money makes money for you. Here you've plugged yourself into a system where you are leveraging off each other, all of you working together and making money as a community together without just only your own effort. Whereas here, it always requires your own personal effort. So I'm going to show you how you can obviously do that, right? So in Bitcoin, now that you understand what cryptocurrency is, right? You understand a bit about what cryptocurrency is. You also understand a bit about mining. We say that there are 3 ways of making money in crypto space. We have what we call the buy and hold. We have what we call the buy and sell. And we have what I explained in detail, which is mining. With buy and hold, it's basically the example that I made earlier on, where now you are going to buy the coin that's already in existence. The example that I made was that Bitcoin in 2010 was equivalent to 10 cents of a dollar. So that was 1 rand. So 1 rand 40 cents in South African value at the time. So imagine if you had 140 rand in 2010. I mean, a lot of us had 140 rand. If you knew about Bitcoin and you decided to take that 140 rand and buy yourself Bitcoins, what that would have meant is that your 140 rands would have allowed you 100 Bitcoins, right? So your money would have been turned to 100 Bitcoins. You take those 100 Bitcoins, you hold them, buy and hold. So meaning that you don't sell them. So you keep them with yourself. Fast forward to 11 years later, right? Remember, I'm not saying you keep them for 11 years because you have to. You can sell them at any point in time where you see that you need the money. It's up to you. But let's assume that you decided, let me forget about them. And then on the news, 2021, you hear, hey, 1 Bitcoin is going for 940,000. And you remember, oh, Sherbert, in 2010, I bought for 140 rand. I bought 100. They said I had 100 Bitcoins. Imagine how much money you'd have now. You go into your wallet, your 100 Bitcoins, you click there, you want to see the actual value today. So 940,000 rand, which is the value of 1 Bitcoin, multiplied by 100 Bitcoins. Guys, that's crazy money. That's how much money you would have if you had bought and hold Bitcoins at the time. But now the thing is that we are all now going crazy. We're hearing about this Bitcoin thing. Bitcoin now, it's 940,000. How many of us have an actual 940,000 rand to buy an actual Bitcoin? None. if any. I don't want to say none. Maybe there's a lot of us. I mean, we know some people that have just Elon Musk bought for 1.5 billion. But you do understand the point. So buy and hold is basically what I will show you how to buy and hold. There are a few coins that you can still do that with. Like I said, you can contact me, and then if you want obviously to know how to do that, I will then show you how to do some buy and hold as well. Buy and sell is typically known as trading. I'm not against it, but I do not do trading myself personally in the crypto space because I find it extremely volatile and time consuming. So those that are doing Forex, you understand that you need to do your market analysis. You need to know how to read the candles. You need to know when to buy, when to sell. So the same principles still apply in the crypto space. Extremely volatile space to be in, because now with regards to Forex, the margins are small. Here the margins can be in thousands, tens of thousands. So as they always say in the crypto, in the trading space, you never trade with money you cannot afford to lose. So if you can afford to lose money, please by all means, or if you do want to go into this space, listen, you can make a lot of money out of it, but make sure that you do know what you're doing, because you can make money and you can lose money out of the space. And the last one that I have here on the slide is obviously the mining, which is what I've told you basically about. All you do in mining is that you need to get yourself a piece of equipment, right? I'm going to Google it quickly now. So you get a piece of equipment. This mining equipment, what it does is that it is the one that is going to generate these Bitcoins for you. So when we talk about Bitcoin mining, we don't necessarily talk about you physically doing anything. You physically do not need to do anything, right? So Bitcoin mining, you basically just get yourself a mining device, right? But you need to get yourself a proper mining device. It's the same as, let's assume you're in Johannesburg, right? I love this example. So if you're in Johannesburg and we all want to go to Cape Town, so there's different vehicles you can use to go to Cape Town. Eventually you'll go to Cape Town. So let's say we are driving, we're not flying. So we're driving. Or we are using a road transportation. You decide that you're going to go to Cape Town in a bicycle, right? And I decide that I'm going to go to Cape Town using a Toyota Ranex as an example. Another person decides that they're going to go to Cape Town using what's that car? A Ferrari. Who's going to get to Cape Town first? Do you understand? So sometimes people get frustrated with the mining machines or the amount because of the type of vehicle they chose. So if, for an example, you want to make 25 trips to Cape Town within 2 days, obviously you need to get a Ferrari. But if you want to make 25 trips to Cape Town within 2 days, but I'm on a tricycle, and then I get frustrated along the way. Is the problem the fact that Cape Town is too far, or is the problem the fact that I chose a wrong vehicle for that? So the vehicle that you choose is also very important. Obviously, sometimes you cannot afford that vehicle, but be realistic with yourself as well. There's other ways also that you can also get involved in Bitcoin. Like I said, I will show you. So this is the mining machine, right? So this is what you get, and then the company does the work for you. So this is what we call a mining machine. We've got the one that we use in our company is called the M21S, right? And with the mining machine, don't look at those prices per se. Those are second-hand ones, the ones that you find for 7,000. This is what we call a mining farm. So our mining farm with our company, it's in China and also in Kazakhstan. So those are mining farms. That's what a mining farm is. So to operate this type of thing, you need people that understand what they're doing and the technology. So it's not something that you want to do on your own unless you've got time and you are studied in that field, right? Okay. So that's basically the 3 ways of getting involved in cryptocurrency. So now with us, number one, you need to understand who the owner, who the company is that is going to do the mining for you is. So like I showed you in the beginning slide, I'm with a company called Mining City. If you go onto blockchain.com, you will see that's where you can verify any company that says that they are mining cryptocurrencies. So here on top here, this gentleman with a beard here, that's our CEO in Mining City. His name is Gregory Rogoski. And at the bottom here, that's also another CEO of one of our companies called MineBest, and then I will explain to you. His name is Eyal Avramovich. So Mining City started in the year 2019. Most people that started in 2019, they will tell you that they did very well with Mining City. So they are into Bitcoin mining, but with regards to Mining City, they're more on the marketing and the sales side of it, right? So when we are selling mining plans or anything like that, we are with Mining City on the selling side of it. And then we've got MineBest, right? That is headed by Eyal Avramovich. That is more on the strategic side of it. So MineBest, what they do, all that Mining City, they're the ones that are actually procuring the mining machines for us, and they're also managing the mining farms. We've got 15 mining farms. We have 5 in Kazakhstan, and we've got 10 in China. People will ask, why do we have our mining farms there? Number one, to mine. Right? It's a very expensive exercise if you do not know how to do it. Number one, it consumes a lot of electricity because the machines need to be on 24/7, 365. Number two, also, you do not need a place that has electricity issues. You don't need a place whereby the electricity costs are high, because one of your highest costs is electricity. So in China, they do not have electricity cuts thus far, and as well as in Kazakhstan, and the electricity costs are very minimal compared to most countries. So you can find out there, you can do your own Google search and find out with regards to what I'm saying. So that's why we chose those two areas, right? So MineBest is the host supplier, and they facilitate everything. So they are the ones that supply us with the employees that manage the machines, that set the machines together. Ladies and gentlemen, not even a single day will you get a call to say, your machine is not working. Can you put in more money? Because they do everything for us. You just have a mining contract. Once your mining contract is in place, it starts mining until the contract ends. You will never hear anything. You just know that you are going to get paid every single day. South African time, it's 9 p.m. every single night for the duration of your contract. So Mining City, they're the ones that are in the forefront for the selling and the sales side of it, and obviously the pitching and things like that. Okay, so you can read up more on that, what I've done. So how do you then get involved, right? So this is where you can verify. Blockchain.info. Another thing to mention there is also that Mining City is also affiliated with, if you go there, you will see a company called btc.com. That's also where we also mine with thingy, how we are also registered. So that's wcoindesk.com, Bitcoin Venture Capital. Okay, that's where you verify. So if you're interested, which I believe you will be, and you want to buy one of the mining plans, this is how you get started, right? Like I said, each mining plan represents the speed and the power. So think again about that example that I made about traveling from Johannesburg to Cape Town. So if you buy a standard plan that operates at 6 terahash, you can see there's 6 TH, 6 terahash per second, right? And then it accumulates one binary point. A bronze plan, it operates at 12 terahash per second. A silver plan operates at 24 terahash per second. A gold plan operates at 42 terahash per second. And a platinum plan operates at 138 terahash per second, right? Sorry. So once you purchase one of the mining plans, your waiting period, as you can see there, it's 10 days after purchase. So today's date is the 27th of April. So if you are to buy a plan today and you're interested, it means your 10 days will be the 27th of April, right? Meaning that you're going to start mining on the 28th of April at 9 p.m. South African time. So your mining contract is for 1,100 days, which is a duration of 3 years. So from the 28th of April, 9 p.m., you will be mining for 1,100 days. Okay. So now this, I know it's written in dollars, But then this is not the rand direct exchange of the rand dollar exchange rate. So this is the rand to Bitcoin and the rand dollar to Bitcoin price. So just to give you the rand price for those that are interested, the standard price goes for plus minus 12,500. The bronze plan goes for plus minus 24,000 rand. The silver plan goes for plus minus 48,000 rand. The gold plan goes for plus minus 80,000 rand. And the platinum plan goes for plus minus 240,000 rand. So why plus minus is because the price is volatile, right? The price fluctuates continuously. I will show you now. The price fluctuates. Can you see the price of Bitcoin right now? It's 920,000. This is the movement of Bitcoin. So because the price fluctuates regularly, what you find is that the price of the plan will also move accordingly. So for today, I know I sold a plan for about 11,400 rand. Do you see now? It's now 918,012. When I opened it, it was not that. So the price movement is volatile. So if you are interested in purchasing one of the plans, the best thing is to phone me, and then I can quote you on the price, and that's the price that you will then need to obviously deposit to buy the plan. Okay, so once you buy the plan, then you're going to start earning daily. So there is also another business opportunity. Remember on this slide I showed you, right? I said to you, here, this is now where you are. You buy the mining plan, you become an investor. So now your money is doing what? Your money is working for you. So with this opportunity, we also show people an opportunity whereby you can become a business owner. Being a business owner, it now means you've plugged yourself into a system. Ladies and gentlemen, when you buy a mining plan, the long and short of it, what I've also discovered, what most people are not taking advantage of this opportunity, and it really saddens me, is the fact that it's similar to buying a franchise. Where can you get a franchise for 240,000 rand? You just plug yourself into the system, and then everything starts working for you. You've got the support. I will support you. And then all you do, you start earning on a daily basis. So if you want to just invest, you buy yourself a mining plan, and then you wait your 10 days, and then you'll earn for 1,100 days. Remember, your machine is verifying transactions like the example that I did. So your return will be much better than in the bank, but it is not going to turn into miracles overnight. Right, because it also depends on the movement of the coin, how your machine has worked, and the size of the machine that you bought in terms of your mining power. If you bought this one, this one mines, when this one solves one transaction as an example, right? This one has solved 2 transactions. When this one solves one transaction, this one has solved 4 transactions. When this one solves 1 transaction, this one has solved 7 transactions. When this one solves 1 transaction, this one has solved 21 transactions. So platinum is 23 times faster than standard. Gold is 7 times faster than a standard. Silver is 4 times faster than standard. Bronze is only 2 times faster than standard. So the type of vehicle also matters. Okay. So going to the business side of the business, this is optional. Binary tree, network marketing, optional. If you don't want to do this, if you don't like money, I love doing this. This is what has afforded me the lifestyle that I told you about. This is how I've managed to leave my work and do this thing because of this. The mining, it's the money, I call it the change, but this is where the money is at, ladies and gentlemen. So our company, like any other company, it has a system. We have what we call a binary system, whereby you have to open up your mouth. So a closed mouth in any business, I don't care which company you even work for, if it wasn't for the sales team in your business or your company, there would not be any business. For any business, a closed mouth is a closed business. So here, the more people you talk to, the more people you introduce into the business, the more money you make. How it works, it also depends, like any other business, what you are selling. So if you've got a spaza shop full of all the items and you're only selling bread every day, you are not selling your high item goods, you are not going to get to where you want to quicker. If you've got a car dealership and you're only selling bicycles in your car dealership, you're not selling your BMWs, your Range Rovers and whatever, you are not going to get there quicker. People that sell high make more money. Okay, so obviously the appetite, your drive, and everything else will speak to you. But you've got to go in business for 3 years. All you have to do is just open your mouth and start. It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is going to be definitely worth it, right? So what it says here is that, okay, it says here for every 5 credits on your left and 5 plus, right? Not just on the left, plus 5 credits on your right, you earn a one-time $200 bonus in the currency that you are mining, right? So Mining City, we are mining 3 coins. We are mining Bitcoin, we are mining Bitcoin Vault, we are mining Electric Cash, right? So I will give you more information pertaining to that later. So now in terms of the business plan, if you sell a standard plan, you get 1 credit. If you sell a bronze plan, you get 2 credits. If you sell a silver, 4 credits. Gold, 7, platinum, 21 credits. So meaning, if you are going to be selling standard plans, it's 1. So it means you need 5 people, because it's 5 credits, 5 credits. If you sold a platinum plan, you probably need only 2 people. One person gives you 21 credits, another person gives you 21 credits. And then it says 5 credits on the left, 5 credits on the right. So if you sold a platinum plan, how many 5s are in 21? 4. So it means that night, you're not only going to make $200, it's 4 times 200, you're going to make $800 paid into your account 9 p.m. 11 p.m. South African time. 9 p.m. it's payout for everyone that's mining. So whether you are doing this side of the business or not, you are going to get paid on the mining. Remember, you bought your machine. After 10 days, it starts mining for you. So that you don't have to do anything. You can log into your account every night, 9 p.m. You'll see your machine working for you. But this is, remember, optional. So if you choose to go this way, then when you sell, this is what I'm talking about. Here you've sold a platinum plan. With your platinum plan, you get 21 credits on the left, 21 credits on the right. You get paid $800 worth of coins, right? So if you mine in Bitcoin, it's $800 of Bitcoins, Bitcoin Vaults, or Electric Cash, right? So, and it goes on and on like that. So with this mining, that's one of the bonuses. So I'm not going to go into all the other bonuses. So obviously, if you've decided that you want to embark on this journey with us, right, or with me rather, what you need to do is, at least if you understand those 2, I will delve more into detail because I don't want to waste any time. See the time now, it's already 50 minutes into this thing. So now I don't want to waste any more time. So you need to understand that this is how it actually works. I have made a disclaimer here. So that people can understand how Mining City works. So it says here, Mining City does not pay out in US dollars. They pay out in the cryptocurrency you are mining, right? There is no fixed mining reward. It fluctuates. Remember, like the coin itself. Let's go see how Bitcoin is doing now. You see, okay, I think it hasn't moved much, but it also fluctuates. It was 920, but if you see there, the sell price was at some point sitting on 923, and the highest today has been 940. So it fluctuates, right? So as the coin itself fluctuates, so the mining, the returns that you earn on a daily basis, they fluctuate in accordance to the performance of the coin. So in our company or in our team, right, this is not a mining team, a Mining City a thing. This is ours, Wealth Builders. We're saying it is advisable to withdraw when 50% of the initial capital has been accumulated. Why? We don't want people to come and you can draw anytime. Don't get me wrong. From day 10, your money is accessible to you. You can draw if you see, let's say as an example, $2 in your account, the following day you want it, but we say you can only draw from $25 and above because obviously of the charges that you may incur, because obviously when you're moving your money from Mining City to whatever exchange, the exchange will charge you. So you need to have at least $25 and above to withdraw. But we say draw when you've reached at least 50% of your initial capital. That way you are going to even see what you've done with your money. So every single time you see 1,000 Rand and you want to withdraw, you will, at the end of your 3-year contract, you will not have made any changes in your life. And I'm assuming the reason why I'm making this video, the reason why you've asked me to make this video is because you want something that's going to change your life and the trajectory of your family, right? Therefore, no withdrawals less than 50% will be processed at the office. So what I mean is that if you want to draw anything less than 50%, You then need to do it yourself. I'll show you how to do it, but you'll do it yourself. But then at the offices, because we don't want our PAs to be inundated with people that want to draw 200 rand, 500 rand, because they come every week, those ones. But we want to make proper withdrawals. So that's why we assist people that want to withdraw higher funds. So as a member, should you wish to sell your plan, right, like any other company, it is your own responsibility to find a prospective buyer. If, for an example, you go to Tesla, I love Tesla, and you've bought a car at Tesla Cars, and you want to sell that car, right? Tesla is not obliged. They may help you by putting it on their floor or however way, but it is not their responsibility to actively find you a buyer. It is your responsibility. If you've bought a phone at Vodacom, like I'm using this phone, and for whatever reason I want to sell it, I can't take it back to Vodacom. I must find a buyer myself. So the same rule applies in any other business for that matter. So this is not a mining city thing. This is a rule that is applicable anywhere in the world. Any company that sells anything for that matter. Individual training is prohibited. What we mean by that, obviously, if you are far away, it's fine. But we get people that want you to train them on the phone and they don't want to attend training, and the training is just next door to them. If you are in Lesotho, wherever, further away, that is not a problem. We're mainly referring this to people that can come to training, but they choose not to. Right? It is mandatory that all members should attend training as communicated. So there's training every single Saturday, like I said, 9 a.m. at our offices. We give it free of charge. And also we will be opening up offices in the Sebokeng area. For now, we only have training every once a month, but we communicate on our WhatsApp group. Okay. So it's been a pleasure, I must say. I've enjoyed doing this. I'm sorry I'm doing this with my phone, but I hope it's been informative and worthwhile. It has been for me, my first one, so I hope I've done well. So if any of you are interested, you want to sign up, which I do believe you would be interested and want to sign up, or if you want me to help you with buy and hold, I do charge for that though. You can contact me and then I will show you with regards to which coins you can buy and hold, and then we can take it from there. Okay, so those are my contact details. I hope to hear from you soon. You can send this video to your friends. Feel free to do that, to your family members or anyone else that wants to know more about this. If you want more information, feel free to text me. Send me a WhatsApp on that number. Send me a voice note on that number, or even phone me. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been quite a pleasure. Bye.